Welcome to the Motion Capture Practical Application Series presented by Organic Motion. My name is Mark Butler and I'm an animator and technical director. In this short video, you'll get a quick overview of some of the steps in the Previs pipeline to give you an idea of how it can help in your productions. In this video, we're going to create a quick cutscene for a new gangster-style video game I'm working on. These two criminals are just leaving the restaurant and are on their way to their hideout. In part 1 of this video, we'll introduce you to the concepts of creating quick game pre-visualization using OpenStage 2 and Autodesk Motion Builder, and covers recording and exporting your different moves. In part 2, we'll clean up and edit the data in Motion Builder, use Autodesk Maya for props, and then export everything into Unity 3D for use in-game. In further videos, we will dig deeper into each one of these subjects, but for now, we wanted you to get a solid understanding of the pipeline for capturing, editing, and delivering motion capture data for Previs in a video game cutscene. There are a lot of steps that are not covered in this video: modeling, texturing, rigging, props, and facial animation. I don't mean to dismiss these very important steps, but for this video, we're going to focus on what you do after these steps are done. So the first thing you do in Previs is you plan out the moves that your character is going to need to perform: fighting, slashing, running, walking, idles, the whole 9 yards. What Previs means is that you use low-res models and simplified characters to pre-visualize what's going to happen in the final render. As you can see in this wonderful clip from Blur Studios, the previs on the left is not the final animation on the right, but it's pretty close. Let's get started. So, with your list of moves, you've begun your dope sheet. Walt Disney coined this term because any dope could follow it. The dope sheet is basically a spreadsheet that you put all your notes, thumbnails, and dialogue on and use it to estimate the length, usually in frames, of each scene in your animation. It's very important to break down the dope sheet prior to doing any scene creation, but OpenStage 2 gives you the freedom to experiment with your moves on the fly. In the digital age, the dope sheet looks more like this. Here in Autodesk 3D Studio Max, the dope sheet overview is on the bottom with all the poses set up over time, and above is the motion graph editor, which plots the animation curves for each part of the 3D rig that moves. Capturing motion capture data inside of OpenStage 2 is really easy. Just have your performers get in, put their arms to the side, and bam! They instantly become their characters inside Motion Builder. OpenStage 2 is quite remarkable. The system uses advanced proprietary computer vision technology to determine the position and rotation of the actor's bones in near real time. No suits or markers required. What this means is that you're fast. You can get your motion capture data quickly and use non-professional performers. These are just a couple of people from around the office, you know? And we're able to do multiple takes. Here I have them doing it with a bit more swagger, right? So even in a simple clip like this, where they're just coming out of the restaurant, it would be laborious to hand animate, but in OpenStage we can capture it quickly. These 4 takes took 8 minutes, including practice time. The data from the moves is recorded in Motion Builder through the OpenStage 2 Motion Builder plugin. So now what I need to do is select which takes I want to edit. I'm just going to scrub down the timeline, and it's easy to take a look at the different takes that he has using this pull down right here. At this point, I'm making a judgment call. Which is the best motion for the scene, and how strong is his silhouette? In this case, I think his last 2 takes are best. Then I'm going to slip over into story mode, and in story mode it's pretty straightforward. I simply add the current take, which places the take on the timeline much like a non-linear video editor. This clip has all the motion data and can be edited much like video. You can perform cuts, dissolves, etc. Next, I'm going to select the newly added clip and then export it to my hard drive so I have a master clip that I can use over and over and apply to other characters. That brings us to the end of part 1. You should have a pretty good understanding of Previs concepts and how quickly you can record and save your motion capture clips. In part 2, we will refine and edit the clips further in Motion Builder and then bring everything into a Unity game scene. Once again, I'm Mark Butler, and thanks for watching.